Hey guys, it's me, Suthernhillbilly, or Sir Hillbilly. Sorry, I had a brain fart for a second. But today we're going to be playing Dark Souls Remastered as Squire Gabriel. Just keeping it fresh. This is going to be the only upload probably this weekend. Just because I feel like it. Just because, I just want to keep it fresh, make sure everything's fine. Not really gonna stick to the Saturday and Sundays only, but I will, try to get a video out every now and then. So just want to keep it fresh and check in on you guys. So let's start a new game. So we're going to get all trophies, all of these. We're going to make a summon guide after this, and we are going to basically show you how to play the game. So, Squire, and then Gabriel. Boom. See, it's not really a knight, so we're gonna pick warrior. I'm recommending this. I recommend that you always get the master key. Why? There is a part in Dark Souls where you can skip, there's this one area in the game I hate because it's just like difficult to get by and like know where to go, and it's like very dark too. But I will show you the way if you did pick the master key. So Goddess's Blessing. I thought it was Divine Blessing. Huh, that's weird. I think they changed the name for Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. Alright, well, I'm gonna choose the Master Key. Binoculars, you can find those in, like, the first, hub in the game. You don't need a hub to go and upgrade there. You can upgrade at bonfires. But, there is a hub. So I'm gonna pick Master Key. This is an item that unlocks dialogue for one particular NPC. Let's go Slim Jim. I will be Delta Farmer. We're not gonna get too into the character thing. Just gonna choose some hair. I feel like Delta Farmer doesn't look good. It's what I chose as let's see, gold? Yeah, gold. It's what I chose as my main character. So I'll just have commoner. Yeah, that looks good. Alright. Let's start off the game. So we're going to be skipping most cutscenes. There is nudity for one of the bosses, but we're just gonna ignore that. If it does get age restricted, I will re-upload the video I do that boss fight for. But yeah. So it's not really anything to talk about. So I will just talk about when I first started this game. All I remember when I started this game. When I first started this game, I was like, hey, I like medieval stuff, and Dark Souls is a medieval game. Now I heard it was hard because I was very young when I heard of Dark Souls, I believe. I think I watched top 5s or top 10s for Dark Souls or not Dark Souls in particular, but top 5, top 10 stuff. I remember now that there was even did you know, or top 1 things about something? But I'm gonna click that Anyways. But, I was watching it, and then I saw that there was a thing called Dark Souls. And, like, you know, I've heard of it a few times. Why not just get the game? You know, pick it up and play it. You do not want to get hit by that. I think you can actually backstep into the boulder, and you'll just go straight through it. So this is Oscar. We're gonna skip dialogue. Just click yes. So we're gonna skip his dialogue for no spoilers. Kill this guy here. But I remember that I wanted to pick this game up because, you know me, I'm in the medieval stuff. So I picked it up. I first started playing it, and I wasn't really into the game. You know? I wasn't really into the game, and it wasn't until, you know, I just you know, I got bored once of like playing Fortnite, which I don't really like anymore. Well, not really, since, you know, it's just, yeah. But I'd say all games are good. I just, you know, there's just a few games I don't like. Anyways, just enter here. You can either do a plunging attack or just fall. Anyways, it's still either way. The golden rule of any Soulsborne games is to spank. No, it's not to spank. It's just stick to the booty. Or stick to the behind. Or something like that. But, you just want to stick to the behind the to kill it. Anyways. So, I played it, and I was like, hey, I'm actually really, you know, getting used to this. I like this. And so I started playing Dark Souls a lot more than any of the other games, like Fortnite or, I'm not sure, like Warframe or something. Yeah, we're definitely not playing that game. That would take a long time to beat. We'd probably have like 200 episodes of that. Heard it takes 5 years to beat the game or something. But we're at Firelink Shrine. This is our hub. At the swell is 3 humanity. And up here we have a cleric. Yay. But this cleric doesn't seem all that he seems. So let's talk to this guy. Yes. So, to get miracles from this guy, which is basically light magic.
No.
It doesn't, let's see, got the gesture. Light magic, it doesn't actually deal light damage. The only time you can deal light damage is, I believe, in Dark Souls but Dark Souls 2 and 3. I think those are the only games that you can deal light damage in. No, I think it's just Dark Souls 3. But you know, follow the elevator, and then grab the chests, do that stuff. Yada yada. Get some, you know, basic loot. I actually remember a time, kind of getting the nostalgic feel. But now that I know, like, I've like memorized the game. Except for a few things, though. But I memorized the game, so, now it's not that nostalgic. Because, like, I know everything. Anyways, that's all you need from Firelink Shrine, I believe. So, let's rest at the spawn fire. Get rid of the skeletons. And let's go with one of the most basic areas first, which is over here. So to get to the first area of the game, other than Firelink Shrine, you gotta go up here, kill a few enemies. Hold on. Come on. Alright, there you go. We got this guy over here. Just kill him. I'll throw a firebomb. This up here is a shortcut that leads to a hard boss, but not hard for like experienced players. But trust me, on your first try, or not first try, but your first time, on your first playthrough, you're probably gonna die to you're going to die from a boss, or the boss that we're trying to go to. So, let's go over here. Yeah, the door over there, it's locked. It will be locked. We have to go to the other side of it, which we will be going to soon to go to the normal route to the place we need to go. That's why the master key is so useful. Praise the master. Kill these guys. Enter this white fog. Now, there is a, I guess you could say mini boss, but he's not really a mini boss. He's more like an enemy. So, if you enter through here, this will give you the dragon cutscene. I guess it's not really a cutscene, but it'll give you that. And so, now that you've seen that, there will be a new enemy over by the other area that we need to get to. Let's go over here and let's get this bonfire. Okay, so we got the bonfire. There's a ladder up there. We'll get to that soon. But for now, we need to focus on killing the boss. Should probably become human. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna go do that, actually. I'm gonna become human. So humanity is what allows you to do cooperation. Now, there's pros and cons to being a human and pros and cons of being a hollow. So, the pros about being hollow is that you don't get invaded. And basically you don't get invaded. That's basically the only pro. The cons, and I believe the only con, is that actually there's two cons. One of them being that you can't summon people for jolly cooperation, which is basically one of the sources for multiplayer here in this game, throughout all Soul series games. And your item discovery won't be that good. Basically what that is that it's a chance for it's basically discovering, like, let's say you see a like a machine that gives you stuff, and like there's a rare chance that you'll get a very good item, and if you're like human and have more soft humanity, which is the 2 zeros up there, it'll increase every time you use a humanity. What is it? Oh yeah, your item discovery will go up. So that's the pro about, or cons about being hollow. Pros and cons about being a human, like I am right now. Cons, you get invaded, but it doesn't really happen that often. You could summon people. That's a pro. And I think my item discovery went up. I'm not sure. No, it didn't.
Well, you seem to have.
So this is a merchant. He sells stuff. Do not buy the dry finger, which is actually what is it? Did you know the dried finger was in a different area that we have to go to late game for? Yeah, you had to get this in a place. I'm not spoiling anything. Do not buy the dry finger. Do not buy the orange guidance soapstone. Do not buy the residence key. And I don't think you can, or I don't think you should buy the bottomless box. But we're gonna get the rapier. And buckler? Nah. Yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you, kind.
So, that's all I'm buying. And then, oops. Yeah, I can use the rapier. How much damage does it do? 73 plus 10? Critical 110? Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good.
You've gone mad, have you? I'll teach you, you lousy rat.
The ultimate boss fight in the
Julia.
game. Yeah, no, you can't parry with weapons in this game. Or, no, you can't parry with two-handed parry.
Julia.
So, yep. Okay, so you do have to buy the bottomless box. Bottomless box at bonfires, you can just basically put stuff away in there if it's clogging up your inventory. I'd just make a shop, if I were to be honest. We did get a humanity off of that, so my item discovery went up by 50. Let's level up health. And keep going in this area. So, yeah. There's not really much to talk about here. Let's kill this guy. So over there, there's a shortcut. There's gonna be 3 enemies there. Not that hard. The door over there leads to a shortcut. Oh! That's interesting. And I killed him. Nice. So you're gonna wanna come up through here. Kill him. Break this person's house. And yeah. So we're gonna completely go through the game. Just because I want to show everybody how to, do this, how to, anyways. And plus, yeah. Anyways. So, or plus, I have to do this because, well, I don't have to, but I want to do this because, I did this a while ago, focusing on the DLC. I unfortunately could not defeat Calamite, one of the bosses. Come on. Alright. You want to come up here, and then you want to just stay on here. I won't get hit by that. Unfortunately, that didn't work somehow. Let's go grab that item. Longsword. This is why the master key is useful. Usually, you'll have to defeat a certain boss. It's not that hard, but I still summon the summon for it because I just take any help I can get. But no, that boss is hard, and well, not what am I even talking about? No, the person down there, that's hard to beat, but it's not the boss we're going to fight right now. It's actually a different boss. We'll encounter later on. But we're going to be doing 2 bosses today. This including what is it? The boss that we just fought, because that's the tutorial boss. So I guess bonus. But we'll try to do 2 bosses per video. So, yeah. So here's what you want to do. You want to have the gold pine. The gold pine does a lot of damage to this thing. And you just want to run. Yeah, Tartarus Demon has the same music as Asylum Demon. Mostly because they're related, actually. It's in the lore. The deepest. Hey, I actually managed to do a jumping attack with a rapier. So every time he does that attack, because like that's pretty much the only attack he does, you just wanna roll right as he's like swinging down his hammer. It's kind of hard, but yeah. I basically like don't have like anything to say. I don't know. I feel like I should maybe just like record this of me playing silently, and then like record audio, and hopefully it's not doing that buzzing sound. So, Solaire of Astora. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say about him. So you want to click yes to whatever he says. You don't have to skip through the dialogue. I'm just doing it so then there's no spoilers. So, the dragon that we saw earlier, he's gonna be here. He's called the Hellkite Dragon. And basically he's gonna come up behind you and basically do this. Yep. So you just want to run down these stairs. And now we have a shortcut. Let's just climb down here. And grab the bonfire. I'm gonna just no, I'm not gonna kindle it. Kindle it. So, this dragon, there's 2 ways you can pass him. You can either do the method I'm doing, or you can go under the bridge with that other doorway, archway that we saw. So you just want to wait here, wait for him to do his thing. He's gonna come down. And apparently he's gonna do his... Wow! First time I died. Alright, I'll see you back at the bonfire. Alright, we're back here. Let's try not to die this time. Should I go for it? No, I'm just gonna wait here and then we're gonna run out, grab the souls, go past the dragon. Let's go. Hopefully it doesn't do that aerial attack again. Don't grab the stuff like I did. Just gonna light this bonfire. And then over here is the Warrior of Sunlight Covenant. So either you have to have 25 faith, or you have to, or if you summon, or if you be summoned as a white phantom, beat the boss in the other person's world, you can, the faith requirement will be lowered by 5. Yet, it will give you an item called the Lightning Spear that requires 20 faith to use. So I'm gonna level up some health, or actually, yeah, health. I'm gonna level up endurance a little bit. So, there's 2 ways to go through this area. There's always a way you can go through somewhere. But, either you can run through it, straight through, You can take it slow and steady and kill all the enemies. Or you can just do what I'm doing, run past everything. And that hollow over here, he's gonna go over here and close a gate. So we're gonna need the basement key to get into the area that I told you about later. And I pushed him right into his death. Poor hollow. Not really. So up these steps and to the left is the halberd. Now if you have 16 strength and I believe 10 dex, or 12 dex, which I obviously have. So if I just two-hand this, I'd be able to use it. So here comes the Balder Knight. Bald AF. Yeah. I think I just might main this thing for the area. Yeah, I used this once in one of my playthroughs of this game, and this was OP as frick. We're gonna find another one of these later in the game, like way later. It is a crystal halberd. It's really good. So sometimes I even use it in PvP. And I think, yeah, I remember a video where somebody was talking about the crystal halberd, since it just does so much damage and like, it's just basically over freaking powered. So if you see someone with the crystal halberd, you better like watch out. So down over here we have blacksmith. The first time I came over here, I like heard this and I was like, hey, I don't think this is a good idea to go down there. It's a bit spoopy. But yeah. Another good weapon for PvP and PvE is the what is it? It's a Zweihander. It's a pretty good PvP PvE weapon. I've kind of learned like once you get used to this Zweihander, it's kind of easy to master, you know, learn how to hit with it, yet dodge and attack from it. So, and I will be using this on Squire Gabriel, remaining 2 weapons here. So, let's see. Okay, we can buy 3 shards. I'm gonna need it for later, for this rapier here. There's a glitchy way to beat the game. Yeah, we're gonna use the normal way for the first ending, and then we're gonna use the glitchy way for the second. So then it's way quicker. So back up here. The enemies are still dead, so I didn't rest at the bonfire. Gonna change the network settings. Play with a friend, so that's why it was called Dean. Might summon someone. Maybe. I'm not sure. Can beat this. I could beat this game by myself. No summon. Yeah, I just take any help I can get. Halberd seems to be effective. What about the rapier? Okay, it does mediocre damage for now. Yeah, I don't want to main the Skosk. The Skosk is basically like a Crystal Sage's rapier. Or not Crystal Sage. What am I talking about? It's basically a sorcery build's rapier. I'm no sorcery build. Blades and Miracles. I'm kind of excited once I get this finished, because once I finish the game, I'm gonna do a challenge on Dark Souls 1. So you wanna, I'd stay tuned for that. Tuned. Dear God, I can't say anything. Anyways, back at Firelink Shrine. let's just skip straight to there. As you may have noticed, I'm going up an elevator. I forgot to mention that this is yet another shortcut to Firelink Shrine. So, you have a hub that leads straight up to, leads straight to an area, to this area. So this is where the second boss is going to take place for the video. So, this is our last boss, unfortunately, until another time. So, let's talk about Dark Souls Remastered. So I gotta say, the PvE in this game is actually, like, very good. Oh god. Yeah, these guys are a pain. Kind of want to take them out with a long range, so then, and you want to keep them in like a line, so then they don't just start ganking you. Speaking of ganking, so the main thing you want to watch out for in PvP is low soul level builds. So soul level is basically hold on, let me show you after killing this guy. So soul level is it's basically this. This is the level that you use the souls to level up these stats with. And low soul level builds basically just make builds about like early starters, you know, people who have like no stats and like they're basically like defenseless. You know, just starting Dark Souls maybe. And then it's basically I've come here to ruin your day type of build. And a build is basically a it's basically trying to explain it while I'm talking to this guy. Like a character, you make a character that basically just that revolves around it. So you want to free that guy. You don't have to, but he's an available summon. And speaking of NPC summons, he is an NPC summon. Now I don't know what to say. Quite honestly. Yeah, I used to, like, when I used to make videos, I used to, you know, talk a lot about stuff. Now I'm just, I really think I should just, I really just should, you know, record my voice after the video and just play silently. So, anyways, I'm heading back to Firelink Shrine so that we can go talk to Lartrek. Later on in the game, he will betray you. So, but he's a summon for 2 locations. For 2 bosses. Sorry, not for 2 locations, but for 2 bosses. One of them is for the boss we're about to fight, and another one's for later. So I'm gonna talk to him. I'll meet you up at the boss gate. So So, we're gonna go kill the gargoyles. We have Lartrek's. We talked to Lartrek, and I think we're ready. While I was away, I got 17 Estus. So, basically, like, over time, you, I believe it's resting at a bonfire, maybe? But over time, I got Estus somehow. So, just kill these guys. Boom. Yeah, the first time I came up to this boss, I didn't even know of Lartrek summon sign. And so and like when I found out from like watching YouTube, um I was like, hey, you could summon this guy instead of freaking Solaire? Turns out, hold on, let me summon this guy. Should I summon players? Nah. Should I though? Yeah, why not? Let's try to summon this guy. Tanned. Yeah, I have it on character name. Yeah, so then... Alright, we're good then. Just waiting for this guy. Alright. Finally ready for the boss. Let's do this. I'm just gonna skip this cutscene. Try to, at least. Yeah, skipping cutscenes in this game, not really that effective. Or not effective, but like, can't really do them that well. So if you cut off this guy's tail, you can actually get a weapon, but I was successfully able to do it. So, well, that sucks, but we can get it later. And just do a quick point down. For some reason, NPCs stay here longer than the player summons. Player summons just go away immediately, right after the boss. I remember that boss fight. I remember finding humanity in a barrel up there. I'll get it if I need it, but I remember finding a humanity in a barrel, and that's when I finally got to summon Solaire. I was like so happy. And, you know, I was just randomly firing a crossbow. I saw that humanity, and I knew what time it is. It's time for Jolly Cooperation. And that's it. So we've run the first spell that we needed to. We've killed the 2 bosses, or 3, so I guess it's a bonus. And yeah. When you're seeing this, I kind of, you know, accidentally fell asleep while making this, so it'll come out later than expected. Other than that, I'll see you guys later. And that concludes for episode 1 of Squire Gabriel.